everybody, and welcome back. Woot, 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 woot. My birthday was good. Our people that were recovering from COVID have since recovered from COVID. So it is all good in the hood. We are missing a player today, as we normally do. So we have our friendly Austin, our friendly neighborhood DM, filling in. Hello, Sevatar. Welcome. Last session, we had a few things that happened. The biggest story thing that happened was Polaris was brought back from the dead. And essentially what happened was when he died, he ended up being brought into, instead of where he would have expected, which is to go to his god right away, he was sent into why can't I ever think of the name of Purgatory. He was sent into Purgatory while he was then hunted down and searched for and was gonna be sold off to some fiends or some creatures in there. He didn't really stay too long to find out because one of the angels that captured him also brought him back to his actual god. His god then gave him the option to essentially stay in this paradise or go back to the rest of his friends who were trying to bring him back from the dead, casting Ray's dead. Knowing full well that if he went back, he would not be able to join his god later unless he solves this problem. If he dies again, he will be lost into the purgatory souls, and he may not have a choice to go back, depending on if he can keep a hold of his soul coin for long enough. So with that, the party brought him back. He's still recovering from this, having his soul torn between death and life. He's still caught, and he's trying to recover. He's got a few more days of that before he's fully recovered. They rescued a little boy in the swamps of Faerlund and brought him back to his older sister. Namia, the older sister, then gifted the party with a gold bracelet that she had. She had gotten it from some of the rest of the people in the city. Kind of all of them working together, trying to stop these Fey trials, which were sending children into the swamps in order to see if they could come out alive. Those that did were thought to be blessed by the Fey, and they would prosper in life. Those that did not, well, they died. And they were not blessed by the Fey. Yeah. They then rode off to Kaer Trolde, where their main quest takes them. They're seeking out Mousak and Erlind on Crate, the Kunjong of Skellig, or the King of Skellig, however you would like to say it. And currently they're about an hour away. They had to sleep for the night, so they're waking up fresh in the morning. They can see parts of the mountain and a little bit of the village, but it's out through the trees and the forest, and it's a bit of ways. So they decided to rest up here and see where the adventure takes them in the morning. With that, you guys are just waking up from your rest, your tiny hut. Broy, you notice that your shield is sitting next to Polaris rather than yourself, which you're pretty sure you had next to you. How do you whisper? It is /W, and then
it's the name.
Whoever.
Space whisper.
What?
Is it just
ignoring
like
the quotation marks, but it's like on the ground next to him.
On him.
Probably not propped up on him. Actually, you know what? No, it would have been propped up on him. And Broy is, or not Broy,
sure.
sorry, Polaris is fucking out of it. seeing him from yesterday, you don't think he would have had the energy or the care to take your shield.
I'm sure someone who was on watch just moved it on him to give him a little bit more cover if we were ambushed. Thinking I could take it, put it back on my arm.
I think only Sevatar is on watch generally because, as I told everyone in this hut, you don't need to. But he insisted, since he only
I'm
sleeps half the
not
night anyway, is what he said.
surprised. I'm not
Adalia
surprised.
is outside of the hut right now with a fire going, and she's been out there for a little bit. So as you guys are kind of emerging from the hut and some of you starting to walk out, you can smell that crisp campfire going in the early morning. It's cold outside. Inside of your hut, it's been pretty nice, but outside the hut, it's pretty cold. It's pretty nippy. It's a little muddy. It is a bright day. There's not a lot of clouds in the sky today. Which, unlike the rest of your journey, which has been rainy or snowing or muddy, it's nice to kind of see this clear blue air, blue sky.
Why am I outside the hut?
I just assumed you would. Nah, you just wake up early and you tend to, you don't sleep full or 4 hours. So I assumed you'd be walking outside setting fire because that's normally what you end up doing.
Yes. You're not wrong.
Okay.
I had thought about using our night to go speak with my potential sister, but
yeah, you could have definitely done that during your rest.
Yeah, it would probably be better for me to not to and go talk to the king first.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Adalia does have some food that is on the fire right now because everybody's food that you did have from before all got completely destroyed by one of these or a few of the different zombies that kind of rotted everything in its path. So you guys don't really have a fresh source of food besides spells.
Goodberry.
Yeah, besides Goodberry. And yeah, no, without even needing a survival, Adalia, you've hunted down a fox in the morning and had it like prepped and ready. Kind of this feels like home to you. The woods and the crisp air.
Woodsy?
Yeah, it's woodsy right here.
Oh, rad. I'll peep in the hut see if anybody's awake. You guys coming or not?
Well, we have to sort out the shield situation, apparently. You're also one of the elf folk, so I guess Adali is also a potential culprit.
Oh,
We don't have to sort out the shield. I already know who did it.
What the fuck's happening?
Well, if we don't care, then I suppose we can move on. Let's have our delicious berry breakfast, and we can go.
Roy, why the fuck's your shield over here?
I've got a fox outside if anybody's hungry.
As I said, we don't care about the shield anymore. We're moving on past that.
Okay.
Roy,
Begrudgingly
what happened to your
staring
voice, Roy?
It's my morning voice.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. It doesn't, but I guess it does. All right, well, I'll see y'all outside. I'll go out of the tent and have some fox.
All right.
If you leave, doesn't it just go foof?
Yeah.
Wait, if you leave, it goes poof?
Yeah. I
Really?
have to stay in the area the whole time.
Oh, I did not know that. Interesting. So as soon as you walk out, it goes away, and Broy, who hasn't fully gotten all ready, gets hit with this cold air while he doesn't have his coat
He's
on.
awake now.
I'll
Might
see you
also
guys
fall to the
outside. He
ground,
takes a
isn't
step. Everybody's outside.
Isn't it off of the ground?
Not anymore.
on the
It's
ground,
not.
but-
Oh, it's on the ground. I thought it was above
Yeah.
the ground.
No.
It makes everything enjoyable.
Yeah, dry, warm,
dry, yeah.
pleasant.
So it's like just a dirt kind of ground before. Now it's Oh, it's still just dirt. It's not really that wet right now.
Nice.
Skellig is the Isles, right? How I'm wondering,
Yeah.
like, what impression and size do I get from one side to the other?
Based off of how far you traveled from the first island, it was only like maybe a 2-day across. This one looks a little bit bigger. You guys have been, I mean, you've traveled about a week to get to here from the end. So it's maybe 3 times the size of the other island.
So they're fairly substantial islands.
Yeah, yeah. Enough to have multiple villages and multiple different cities and ports along them. But based off of everything you've been kind of hearing about this place, this is the largest of the 5 or 6 islands.
What are you doing sleeping around?
Healing
Just
from
move on.
dying.
But you'll be right, back to your source in a couple of days, I'm sure.
Yeah. We can hope.
We can hope indeed.
I like. When I cast Goodberry in the morning, Eric, does it feel like my spell casting ability is starting to?
Feels like it's starting to return. You do it. You're having to think before you do it, but this time it doesn't like flutter out immediately. It just kind of happens, and you're like, okay, starting to come back to you.
Okay, cool.
Save your strength, Polaris. Here, eat some fox.
I will eat both berries and fox.
As will I. I'll have a little bit of fox, but a whole helping of berry.
A whole single berry?
One whole berry. I imagine these berries are more like very large strawberries.
Now, if they
Or if anyone played Neopets, like the big old raspberries and Neopets.
I
Like,
think it's more like a pea.
I was gonna say I always assumed they were like a blueberry.
oh my god, even funnier.
As being like a very small
It's like
red
yeah, I
berry.
always thought they were just a little like a little pink blueberry.
Maybe,
Is
but
it-
it takes a whole action to eat it. So I can't imagine it would take you that long to eat a little blueberry. Or
I mean, how long
maybe
did it
it's
take you?
like
Only 6 seconds. You know what I mean? Like I can eat a lot of things in 6 seconds.
exactly.
Question:
It's how you eat it.
If you personally were to eat a good berry, though, would you still eat it like? Like, would you still nibble on it and like look at
Yeah,
it?
like have it 3 bites per day. That way you get each meal.
Got that
No.
pit in the center. It takes me about 6 seconds to eat a cherry. Once you like bite around it and spit out the pit.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Do you have to spit out
Just
the pit of
swallow
a
the
good
pit.
berry?
I mean, you don't have to. You could swallow. Hello,
Spitters or quitters?
how goes the dine and dash?
But we're debating
Welcome,
the
Rub-a-dub.
ethics and efficacy of eating a good berry.
Chaos bot.
Yes.
The spell says it loses its potency after 24 hours. Doesn't mean that doesn't
It gives
mean
it a little bit of a tang to it now.
So, could
Some
you, in
call it a
theory-
delicacy. A day old goodberry is a delicacy in some lands. All right, you guys have all eaten. You gotten ready. Do you guys, Chikara, are you making your phantom horses to go this last hour? Cutting it to like a half hour.
It would take us exactly as much time.
Oh yeah, because you'd have to cast it for. Never mind. So, what are you doing, Chikara?
He's eating his
It's
It's
good
good
berry.
berry.
Get fucked. All right.
I'm eating a very spicy hot Cheeto, which I can understand how that takes a whole action because you can only do one every 6 seconds.
A very hot Cheeto. Is it like more
they're the
than
triple X
the?
ones.
Huh.
Or double X, the black bag.
Yeah. Good luck.
But maybe that's the key with good berries. They're spicy. So you eat it and then you're like, all right, I'm good.
I can honestly say I never thought about if a good berry was spicy.
It's not actually a berry. It's a fucking ghost
I
pepper.
will also point out, not to continue on this path any more than we are. It says up to 10 berries appear in your hand, singular. You cannot fit 10 strawberries in your hand. You can fit 10 blueberries in your hand.
That is fair.
Well, now that
You know-
brings another question then. Like the
Well,
less
it could
you
just be
summon,
like a
the larger
singular
the berry is.
vine, and all of them are on this vine, so it's actually like a
It wouldn't be in
3-foot
your
long
hand.
vine.
No,
On-
no, no,
in
no,
your
It's
no,
not
hand?
in
no.
your hand.
Well,
No,
the
I
vine
it's-
is in your hand.
I feel like it's more like this though, like 'cause it says up to 10 berries. So that means the less number of berries you summon, the larger the berries are.
It's like
Whoa.
Yeah,
I
you're
su-
just
I
a
summoned
giant berry.
One
pumpkin
navel
size.
orange-sized berry.
Yes.
And everybody just eats from the.
Yeah, you just cut it like a cake.
Everybody shares
Exactly.
the berry.
Everybody gets a good berry slice.
All right, someone's gonna need to tweet Wizards of the Coast and get answers on this one.
Oh my
Ruby
god.
says, "The hot Cheeto from the love of my brethren. Think your mic. Whose mic is slightly boosted? Base boosted.
Whose is base boosted?
Probably mine?
Am
I would
You do a
assume-
little girl voice that you're trying to hide from everyone.
2 birds, 1 berry.
No, the birds' mics are boosted.
Oh. Okay, let me adjust that. Thank you. Do. Better.
Anyway, I'll start blasting horses out.
All right. So as everybody's kind of trying to
Actually,
figure
wait,
out
no, I
where
won't.
the berries are, how big they are.
Aren't we like 30 minutes from the village?
We are 1
Thanks,
hour away.
Robert.
Let's take us.
Yeah, you're about an hour away
By horse or by foot?
by foot.
by foot.
Then I say we walk. I don't know that it's a good idea to ride in upon 3 fancy horses. That might draw some unwanted attention.
I agree. I'd rather not make a scene.
You can always sell them.
Phantom horses.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd find out within the hour, so unless we're leaving in less than an hour, I don't think it's a good idea.
Oh, I didn't know they didn't last that long.
I'd say that's a good idea.
All
Let's
right.
make haste then.
We ride on
As-
foot.
As you guys start walking out there, you're starting to see people, off to the sides in the woods. Some of them are starting to chop down some trees, getting some lumber. One's coming up right now, kind of looks at you guys. Oh, where are you headed?
Kaer Trolde.
Yeah, you're not from around here. And he looks like he's big, burly, and he's walking up with a few traps in his hands. He's walking up into the mountains right now.
Can't get there from
I
here.
recognize him, Eric.
Give me a insight roll.
Oh, okay. That is better. Where is that?
Yeah, you do recognize him. His name is Gjeld. Gjeld.
Good.
No,
job?
it's just Gjeld.
Gjeld?
G there. It's just Gjeld.
How are we doing today, Gerald?
Mighty fine. Looking to see what we've captured over the night. Polaris, didn't you take a boat around before?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. I hope nothing bad happened to it.
Oh, she's fine. She's docked up at the moment.
Ah, I see. Well, have some safe travels. say hi to, well,
Boat.
say hi to whoever you see that I may know. I don't
Say
go
hi
up
to
into that palace too much. Hey, did you hear about the new brothel that was being built? Well, not built, but bought out. Did you know about that, Polaris?
Did I?
Make me a history roll.
I just did.
No, you did not.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Remember that old abandoned tavern that'd been sitting around for the last, I don't know, 3-4 years?
I do.
They've been remodeling it the last week or so. It looks like it's pretty lively. You should check it out.
And it's a
Meet the new
brothel
locals.
now?
Kind of a tavern, brothel, inn. They're kind of trying to do it all. Yeah. It's really putting a damper on some of the other places around. You know, Jemdar's not gonna be the same. He's definitely gonna lose some business because the new is coming in. The new is coming in. Anyway, have a good rest of your day.
See ya. Continue to walk away.
New businesses prop up often around here.
Do they, Eric?
No.
I can't imagine they do. Yeah.
No.
In the capital?
that's-
Chikara, you are aware of it expanding. You heard in Sintra from one of your friends there that she was looking to expand out this way. Untapped potentials.
Oh yeah. I know about this. I'm friends with the proprietor. I think. It might be worth stopping by there on our way up.
What's their catch then? Where are they coming out here?
Well, everybody wants to fuck someone somewhere.
Are they
True.
hiring locals at least, or have they brought in their own people?
I'm not that involved in this. I've kind of hung up my spurs, if you will.
Your fucking
Well,
people
but-
spurs.
Yes, my riding spurs.
Jeez.
We'll make a pit stop. I'm assuming.
Is
no
it
one's
is it
going
that
to,
far out of the way? Aren't we in a hurry?
I mean, I
It's
assume
through
it's
the
in the
city.
town, right?
Yeah, we can stop there.
You know you're gonna be passing by the old tavern.
Well, I'm sure we could all use a load off looking straight at the guy who looks like a zombie walking.
I don't know if you got enough time for a load off, but I mean,
Yeah,
Remember,
plus
clear
it's pretty
liquids. Clear
expensive to
liquids
get
for
a
you,
load off
buddy.
there.
All
don't
right.
get too excited, Roy.
No, yours the one. Your heart. Remember, we've talked about this.
As you guys are approaching the city even more, now you're actually in the very beginning of it. You're seeing a stable that's just outside the city. You see there's a few horses in it, a few mules, and yeah, as you guys walk in a little bit more, you start to see the harbor off to the side. There's some small ships right there, but you see some much larger ones being constructed out in the distance of the harbors. And you see out in the bay, you see quite a few naval ships just kind of floating out there, as well as some merchant ones coming in and sailing through right now.
The town.
And let me change the music.
Polaris, how often have you visited the capital before?
I actually come from here.
Yeah, don't you work here?
I mean, I work around the Isles, but I am home from here. You know, they do say everything is bigger and controlled.
And just as you say that, somebody walking by with a big box. Hey, you're damn right. And he's a short dwarf just walking by with a big old beard.
I see. Does that go for trouble as well.
Trouble's what you make of it.
I don't know. I'm the more civilized part of the world.
Just as you say that, you see two
Everyone-
people start beating each other up by one of the docks. And you see a little crowd starting to form around them.
Broy's gonna put up his mask.
I see
Witch
what
doctor mask.
your people make of trouble.
Don't worry, Broy. You're probably hanging out with one of the most civilized people you'll ever meet here.
That doesn't bring comfort.
And with that, you guys, some of you hear a familiar face or hear a familiar voice. You hear,
Some good
"Hey,
hearing.
yeah, hey, move that crate over there. Hey, you come help me move the ladder. I gotta get this sign up and going." And as you guys look, you see as this little halfling is carrying a decent-sized sign and is right now going and trying to climb this ladder with the sign to hang it up on right above the tavern.
Chinley,
You
intervene.
beautiful
He's not
bitch.
happy.
How are you doing?
She looks down while on the ladder and you would be, and then she sees Corzo and Sevatar and it's like, ah,
Vivian's good friend Chikara, remember?
Chikara, that's right. Corzo, give me 1 second. Plops the sign up there. See it as it starts shaking and swinging. She starts descending the ladder. Corzo, starting to walk closer to you. It's been quite some time. And let me put out. Bloop. You see this halfling woman, who has very long hair, and very big ears, very nice, kind of coming down. And as you guys are looking at her, and then you kind of look up at the sign, you read that the sign says "The Magic Mouth," and then in parentheses, for when a mage hand just won't satisfy your needs.
I want to leave.
Eric, how would I feel about seeing this?
I
I know Seven.
don't know. How would you feel? You tell me.
Nothing to do with this place. I want nothing to do with this place.
I feel like this would be kind of like similar to like the big city entering in like the Kansas City, like the small town in Kansas type thing, right?
So you kind of live here, not so much here. You live more up in the castle part, or at least that's what you call home. But just seeing the fact that there's a couple elves that are outside, and there's some dwarves inside the place, you're like, okay, all right. She doesn't seem bad by any means, at least not.
Okay.
Just well used. Thoroughly scrubbed clean.
I'll like hit Broy on the back and be like, so you ready to take that load off, Broy?
I am in the business of removing ailments, not catching them. I'm gonna go wander the town a little
Roy,
bit.
how do you go about removing ailments?
Very carefully.
Well, isn't that typically left best to a spell known as Lesser Restoration? Really
How would
handy
you know?
little spell.
Did you have that?
Well,
I-
Oh, see,
I don't
then
think he
then
was
you have
ailment,
nothing to
though.
complain about. Neither of us are prepared.
All right. So what I'm understanding from this conversation is that Broy, we were coming in with us. I'm gonna, like,
Come on in, guys. Let me get you guys all a drink.
I'm gonna
Catch
go
up a
ahead and
little
ask
bit.
Suiting. He is sitting in his like biohazard suit. In fact, he actively tightened some of the straps before walking in.
So do you guys all follow her in.
Yeah. As I pass Roy on my way in, because I assume he's like dragging his feet about it, I'll lean down and faux whisper, "It's okay. They like a challenge. Keep it real tight in there."
What? I couldn't hear you. The mask is a little tight right now.
So as you guys walk into this place, it's a 2-story building, and Polaris, last time you saw it, it was like filled with cobwebs, and it's parts of it had been burnt. You haven't been here for, a few weeks, so it's not like you've been here recently, but it looks like it's been polished up pretty well. And you could see that there's like sections of it that's still being worked on. But it does look very nice. It looks like a classy establishment. You could have a good time in here in a variety of different ways. There's stages set up. There's a whole section at the bar for like it just kind of wraps around the entire atmosphere. You can tell that the people that are working at the bar, currently there's a bartender up there right now who's like cleaning some of the shelves up as it's pretty early in the morning. It's pretty empty right now. But you could tell that she's probably some sort of whore, or at least dresses like it in order to attract more customers.
I'm assuming she smelled like a whore, actually, is the correct word you're looking for.
You can see an elf in the distance moving some boxes around and sweeping up another room in the back. And you can see a Shire elf just kind of over there cleaning the tables right now. But yeah.
So Chikara, this is your people then?
Of a sort. As I was about to say before we happened to chance upon Lucia out here, I hung up my spurs. I'm doing more the adventurer thing these days.
Ah, yes, the classic story of you fucked for your whole life and then now you just want to kill things.
No, I just want to fuck them in a different way, you know?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I understand.
totally.
I wouldn't mind it myself. That's why I run the establishment now. Fire, why don't you get these ladies and gentlemen some of the finest ales that we got back there. Give them the Holy
longest
Spirits.
straw you have.
I say, Chikara, I'm impressed.
So I don't know all of you. You two right there. You, the one with the weird mask. My name's Lucia, and yours is.
Well, my name's Roy.
You can take off the mask in here if you'd like. We're really
no, it's for
friendly.
your protection.
She just kind of
I've
looks
been
at.
known as a very charming boy. I don't want to seduce you in any inappropriate words.
Just kind of looks at Chikara with a little bit of a like, is he serious right now? Okay. And you, the other gentleman.
The name would be Polaris. I'm from this land.
Oh.
And I will
welcome.
pull out a pine cone and hand it to her.
She will.
Lovely gesture.
She will take it and she says, "Thank you. That'll." Oh my God, I have the perfect place for it. And she actually like moves one of the little candelabras and she places it right in the center of one of the tables. And she's like, "If you could bring me a few more of those, that would be splendid. We could really decorate everything with it." Thank you so much, Polaris.
I will literally hand her 3 more pine cones.
Yeah, she'll just go around clearing it. Go ahead and give me an insight roll.
Rounds ago, he just started collecting pine cones. I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Lucia's a pro at taking people's seeds.
Did you say insight, Eric?
Yeah. You're like watching her, and damn, she's good. She knows what she's doing. She's manipulating you in a way to make it think like what you're doing is the best thing in the world. But you know she doesn't give a shit about it.
Oh, I'm completely fine with that. I'm gonna get more.
Yeah, no, you can tell she's trying to be as genuine as possible, but You know she just doesn't care.
We go outside and collect every pine cone.
Just on her front porch. Broy's gonna sit down. Well, I assume we're all walking toward like the bar or something.
Yeah.
Broy's gonna sit down and pull out an abnormously large straw that seems like it was made specifically to go into the beak of his mask and bird sip out of the beer.
And
that's what he's gonna do for a small amount of time.
she watches it for just a split second and goes, "Well, to each their own." By the way, tell me your story. How did you guys get here? Last time I saw you, you guys were headed out to a
Just
tray.
add ambience to what it sounds like.
I
when
was
pulling
like,
the straw.
"Damn, that's annoying."
Tray. What happened to the tray?
A whole thing. Thanks for the lurk, Rub-a-dub. In a tray was where you guys basically the first time you met the things summoning stuff. It's also where you met Broy. Well, you met Broy on your way to a Troy, but
Summoning stuff.
the whole ritual under the city, stopping the light, where Sevatar
ended
got
up-
his cloak.
Where we put down what's her name?
You
Let's find it.
stopped one of the rituals from happening. Then you went through the portal into the Melatelli where you saved the tree, or into Facia
Yeah.
where you saved Melatelli.
I thought we had killed a named character there.
Nefreru,
Yes.
you killed in Sintra. That was in Sintra. But you didn't really talk to Lucia really since before that.
Oh, I remember that.
Basically, the last thing you talked to Lucia, then you killed Nefreru, and then you got kicked out of the city.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nefreru's was also underground-ish, right? It was like in
Yeah,
her
yeah. It was in her
garden.
basement of the church.
Yeah. That's why I'm remembering those together.
All right, so catch me up. What happened?
As soon as everyone starts talking, Broy's gonna get up and keep sipping out of his cup, but he's gonna start wandering around and exploring the gross establishment now, feeling a little bit more confident with his liquid courage starting to course through his veins.
Might you know anything about Melatelli, Lucia?
Melatelli. I can't say that I do.
Do you know anything about Facia?
I think that's the Fey realm, right? That's where pixies and fairies and elves are supposed to be descendants from, correct?
I know
That and
you
halflings
so much about
and
your material world. Corzo, can you find me a drink?
oh, don't worry. Fire is coming on over with one. And you can see as she's got a whole tray of them that she's just recently tapped a barrel for and is bringing it over to all of you guys. Here you go.
Corzo would have just looked at you like, what the fuck? Get your own drink.
And let me show
I only
you.
joined these guys about halfway through the. I met up with them in the island. I'm from that area. I should really remember, but the place across from that other place that had the ghost issue. We killed a ghost. Well, I guess
Undvik?
Kurt did more
You
accurately.
talking about the island, Undvik Island?
Does that sound correct to me?
I mean, that's the island that you guys teleported to, the Skellig Islands.
Yeah, that's the one. They killed a ghost there, sailed across the ocean, and that's where they met me. And then from there we climbed over a mountain, fought off some winter wolves, slayed a bog witch, brought that guy back
Interesting.
to life. And then
You
more or less
brought
we're here now.
he. I'm sorry. That's why you look completely destroyed. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, try not to die anytime soon until we kind of fix that situation. It's not going to be fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Speaking of sailing, you guys sound like you had a little bit of a tough time. I also had a tough time sailing over here. You know those 3 ships that I bought from Valdi? Yeah, 2 of them went down in the Skellig waters. And she kind of looks at Polaris and Chikara. You guys really like things rough out here, don't you? Like, I don't know how you sail those all the time. But
Did something bring them down? Or
Uh,
just rough waters?
it was supposedly they claimed it was the storm itself was alive. I don't know. That's what some of the survivors told me. To be honest, if you could check it out, that would be fantastic. There's a lot of stuff that went down on those ships, but I would really like one of the. Well, it was a treasure to me. It was my first pan flute. I made it when I was just a kid. It was really the only thing I had. If you guys wanted to, you could acquire that for me, and you can have whatever else is in there. I know there's, at least $5,000-6,000 or gold worth of art objects in there.
Will they have survived the wreckage, though?
Oh, they were all gold statues, so I assumed that those would survive. They would be underwater, so you'd have to find it. I'd also be willing to pay you about, 5,000 gold as well, if you could bring it back.
Roy's gonna
We
come
are on
stumbling back.
Bit of a
His
time
mask is
crunch right
completely
this
off the
second.
side.
I see.
Certainly, but there's always time to help a friend for 10,000 gold.
I mean,
And beer.
Yeah, of course. You'd get all the beer you could want from here.
No, I mean right now.
don't worry. Boy, that's not a whole lot.
Do you have any connections with the king or Jakarta?
I don't personally have anything with the king. Who was the name that you said?
Jakarta?
Jakarta. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. But the king, Valdi, I don't know if you remember her. She helped you guys fight in the at the harbors in Sintra.
Yes.
She does have connection with the king. She's actually like I think the hand of the king or something like that. Is that correct, Polaris? You might know a little bit more.
Do I need a history check?
No, you do know Valdi. She is basically the king's guard and major diplomat. Big advisor and stuff for him, and usually travels with him and goes hunting and stuff with him and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know her.
Oh yeah.
So you got a connection right there. I mean, you guys had to have experienced a little bit more. There's no way you could have gone to a tray and then gotten here that fast. I'm sorry, but I only got here last week. And I went straight here.
Did you go over the mountain?
The mountain? No, I just sailed here.
Yeah, we went over the mountain. The mountain's way shorter.
No. No, it's not. Boat is the fastest
Clearly
way.
it was. Clearly
From
it was.
Sintra to here, boat is the fastest way.
Also,
we
my
ran
beer's
into some trouble and found a surprise method of transport.
I see. You had one of those mages with the Brotherhood help you. I've been hearing that Radcliffe has been trying to get in touch with some people. But I don't know.
Probably us.
He knows how to get into touch with Vivian, myself, or any of us here, really. He just has
And
to
she
say words.
kind of looks at you and goes with a little bit of a look like, I don't know. He seemed to be a little bit. He seemed like he needed help. I don't know.
Who needed help?
I suppose I could try to reach out to him myself. We did. They did. Vivian told me this. I can't believe they haven't brought it up. If I'm honest, I'd be bragging about it in every tavern I stop. But they killed a fucking sea dragon on the way over.
You did what? Shit.
Do that.
Congratulations. That's fantastic. Make the water safer for all skeletons.
That's what I always say. Because I fucking hate being out there.
Yeah, I'm
What
not
if you-
too much. I'm not too much a fan of these boats and stuff myself. I'd rather be on land. The climate here is a little cold for my taste, but I will say this: people are free here. I've never been able to hire so many non-humans before. It feels fucking great.
Yeah, it seems like this is kind of the anything goes place.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
should have
step
been
on
here
your
last
toes.
night. Holy crap, was it lively? I kind of feel bad for the other business that's just right across the road. I heard that they did not have very many people at it. It's called the Hairy Bear.
You could try and incorporate their business, maybe giving a part of the profits, give better suppliers. I'm sure they have access to much better suppliers than you could know. They have generations of friends here.
That's fair.
25 to persuade her on that one.
That's
Do I know the
not a bad idea.
owner of the
Expansion.
Hairy
Brilliant,
Bear at all?
Roy.
You do. The owner of the Hairy Bear.
No. This is just supporting everyone else's
which-
business too.
So let me do. Give me 1 second. This is the full name of the Hairy Bear. You know it, Polaris. Yeah. It's called the Hairy Bear, home of the elven maiden, Imra. You know it is a tavern/inn as well. It's not nearly this big. This one's super grand. And the owner's name is Jemdar, which you were hearing a little bit from the fur catcher as he was talking to you as he's passing you on the way up. He's an older dwarf. He's very, very nice. He's lived a full life, and the other bartender that's there, and it's kind of her name is Brugna, and the two of them basically have run the bar for the last. Well, he's owned it for the last 20 years, but she's been running it with him for the last 5 years.
We'll have to go and talk to Jemdar. See how he's doing with you guys moving in. I don't really say that to her, but I say that to the group.
She kind of looks at everybody else, and I didn't really know how to say this to some of the guests. And I didn't really know who to ask since I just kind of moved here, but I can kind of trust a couple of witchers that I've worked with in the past. And kind of looks at Sevatar for a second with a little bit of a, not so much you, but more so Corzo. Do you know what could cause people to just kind of not be themselves? I don't know if that makes any sense.
What's different?
Well, I hired a couple of employees, to put it lightly. And Kia has not come back. She left a few days ago, and I haven't seen her since. left being just kind of left from here. And then the other one, her name is Sari, and she last night she told me she was not feeling too well, and this morning I saw her and she did not look good. Um, she looked like something was just kind of off with her, and uh, two is a coincidence, but maybe three turns into a little bit more of a pattern, and I don't really want it to be three, So maybe you could kind of check that out for me. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Names one more time.
Kia and Sari, and here, let me spell that for you, just in case you need that for whatever reason.
When you say they're looking different, maybe
So
beast-like.
no, not so much that. Just kind of like, well, kind of like you, Polaris. Yeah, that's a what you look like. That's about as good of a description as I could give.
Well, that's not something to be taken lightly right now, then.
That's kind of what I thought as well. And as I said, it could have just been a coincidence. I mean, I did just move here. Those were new hires. So I don't know. I know Kia just moved here pretty recently. She was actually staying at the other inn. So, that way she didn't mix business with pleasure or whatever. So you might want to go talk to them. They would know more. And then, Sari, she apparently has been living here for quite some time. She's married to the blacksmith. Anyway, worth
Would I know?
checking into the blacksmith.
Would I know that at all, Eric?
Give me a history check. You can't put your finger on who the blacksmith is. You know where the shop is, but you're not in need of much weaponry, so you don't really talk to them too much.
Have they returned to work?
No, Kia, like I said, has just been gone. Sorry, I saw this morning. And maybe she'll come back tonight. But no, Kia completely went off the grid. Like, I haven't seen her, and nobody has seen her that I'm aware of, unless she's hiding out in that other inn. But I don't know.
I'll take a look.
Yeah, I appreciate that. If you do find out anything, I mean, I'll make it worth your time. I don't really know what to pay you guys for just checking up on a girl, but what seems fair
I'm
to
sure
you?
You'll find a way to reimburse us.
That depends on how this turns out, I think.
All
That's
right.
true. Yeah, if it's just a simple, we walk over and find out she's dead, it wouldn't cost very much. But if we walk out, find out she's being held captive by like a bandit camp, for instance, or something like that, then obviously the price would be more or less, I assume, right? Looking over at the Witchers, like, did I do good?
That's pretty close to correct, I'd say. Yeah.
I see. Well, don't let me stand in the manager's way.
And
So
go ahead and mark on this map. I'll lay it out in front of her. Where your ships went down and where we could find your flute. All that.
yes. All that money. All right, let me move you guys over to the map really quick.
Yeah, where are our quest details?
Do.
We were just walking along and we saw a yellow exclamation point above Lucia's head as she's hanging the sign.
Are we making it to where we have
Don't
to
do
calculate
it.
the weight
Don't
of
do
the
it.
money we carry?
What'd you say? Bloop.
Do we have to calculate the weight of the money we're carrying?
Yes, you do, but
It's
it
a good
automatically calculates it.
So, with that being said, we should hire some people.
So you can
We should
see
hire some
where it
people to
is.
help carry that stuff.
The red mark.
That's where her ships went down as they were sailing around the island to get to. Yep.
Cool.
Is bury your gold.
1 platinum is 10 gold, right?
That is correct. As she just kind of looks at you. Yeah, of course. Or you weren't asking me. By the way, feel free to come in here, have a feast. There are rooms up there. We're not so much as the ghost rooms, but yeah, I haven't figured out how to market it that way. I don't know how Jemdar did it, but damn, that's a
Hang
good
on.
marketing strategy.
Hang on. The ghost rooms.
Yeah, Jemdar likes to call his I mean, let's see, what's the full name of it? Players, help me out with this. The Hairy Bear home of like that maiden elven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imarias.
Yeah.
Bear, home of the Elden Maiden Amara.
Yeah. That one. I guess that's like supposed to be like there's a elven ghost or something that like comes into your dreams or whatever. Yeah, I think it's just kind of a marketing strategy, gets tourists into the door. It's really smart. It's like a little mom and pop stop. You know, I'm gonna say I'm looking forward to staying there one of these nights once I get this fully up and running. I would love to go check it out. But supposedly every room has a chance of experiencing this phenomenon, but only like 1 out of every room gets it per night. It's a whole little mysterious thing.
How many things in this world have souls trapped in them? I am so confused.
What?
Don't worry about it. Moving on.
No, that caught my attention. What are you talking about? That's fascinating.
How much information is currency, and how much are you willing to part with?
Rolam is still on the mountain. You're talking to the wrong person here, bud.
Roland's
Yes.
here too? Oh, what's he been up
God.
to?
Damn it, Chikara! We could have.
He's just being a hermit up there. Says he's working for some powerful people, and that's all he'll say.
I see. Well, he definitely has his own little business going. By the way, I didn't tell you this, but I learned how to teleport recently. Fucking excited about that. So
Caster?
oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, I have to laugh at this. You didn't know. None of you guys told him how we
I've
all
been a
met.
bird.
Okay, well, the first time we met, I kind of trapped all of these lovely friends of yours into a force cage, and those of them that could escape actually got to have a conversation with me. It's kind of fun. In my defense, you guys tried to kill me, so and then turns and just stares at Sevitar and to Dahlia.
I'm gonna scoot my seat closer to Corzo. So Corzo, I've been looking at the notes I had for the
I'm going to be
ritual.
casting Detect Magic as a ritual.
As a ritual? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want to just burn an action to do it?
No.
We
It's a
have
first level
the
spell,
first
not
two
just an
events
action.
were 9 days apart. Then it was almost 3 months, 2 months, I guess. It was 2 months till the next one, and then again it was a month till the last one. So we might have a lot more time than we think we do, based on this progression. It was really only those first two that were so tightly spaced.
I mean, it might also not have a time limit or effect on it. It might just be that happened to be the moments they had everything together to be able to do it. So this
Right.
one could technically happen at any moment.
Well, I suppose technically speaking it could, but what I'm saying is the first one happened and then they did the second one basically a week later. Maybe they had those prepared before they came out of their cover.
If you lean over any farther, you're gonna fall off your stool.
Lucia just. Oh, I'm sorry. What?
Don't you have other
by
patrons?
chance are you talking about? Oh, right now there's like no one here right now. It's the morning. People are working.
Don't play the fool. Vivian told me that you were in the council meeting where this was discussed.
Yeah, but I would like a little bit more details on what happened.
Oh.
And
You're part of the council?
I was. That was. Wait, what council are you thinking of?
The one you're thinking of, obviously.
She just kind of stares at you for a second.
Anyways,
It's so hard to read you. Take the mask off, please. Please.
None of this is relevant. What I'm saying is those first two happened so rapidly, in my theory, because they were preparing for those before they let the world know they were happening. But once those happened, they had to take their time to gather their selves or whatever to do it again. And that's been the pattern after that. So
What
As
was this
Lucia-
cult again?
as Lucia here said, I'll tell you can ask questions when I'm done, damn it.
Fine.
It took her almost this whole time just to sail from here. And sure, they might have also been able to teleport, so they could have gotten here sooner, but if that was the case, it could have already happened before we had the chance to get here.
Well, we would know if it happened.
Exactly, and it hasn't, so odds are they didn't immediately teleport here, and they haven't already.
Well, remind
gathered
me,
everything.
did we stop them in time before we teleported, or
Yes, you stopped the one in a tray.
So,
Successfully stopped it.
Couldn't we
so
just redo it?
and there hasn't been one since then, right?
There hasn't been one since then. And when you asked that question, Broy, couldn't they just redo it? Nobody really has a full-on answer to that, and Lucia just kind of looks at you guys. Maybe there was time sensitive. Wasn't it time sensitive for a reason? Like, didn't they have like a specific time when this would go off?
Well, I think possibly it's also we removed their means of doing it. So we should keep an extra eye
But we
on
didn't
our
remove the lady who was clearly in
Sevatar
charge.
just kind of holds his cloak a little tighter.
Some key components were robbed from them. But
I
here's
see.
the deal, Lucia. You want to know more about this, right?
I think it'd be fascinating. I don't.
Do you happen to have any light on their feet, silent stepped sort of employees that you could spare to kind of keep an ear to the ground in the area? The cult was give me a second. I have to go through this mental list of notes. Something about like sunlight or something with a star. I'm forgetting, but
Polaris is
Ah.
fucking lost on everything that's happening.
You're talking about the cult of Lilith. That's the name, right?
no, that's not in my mental notes. But sure.
Another name for it is the Curse of the Black Sun.
Yeah, that's the one. I remember the sun thing.
Yeah.
So if you have people to spare, you can have them keep an eye out, see if anybody throwing
just-
that name around or
just kind of
symbols like
shooting
that.
here. It's a black sun. Isn't that kind of like a eclipse?
Well, you think
Is
they're
there one
being-
coming up?
I wouldn't know when the next eclipse is, but
Yeah, it's not like anybody here can read the stars like that.
yeah, I don't really have that connection with stars to be able to know that.
Would Polaris' ears kind of perk up?
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
Would I?
make me a history check. It's not like a when the next one is, unless you have spells to do it.
Don't I? Don't I have
You do
something?
have advantage for sure.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. I think I don't know why. I didn't
Yeah,
put it
you
on.
may have an ability that allows you to do it too.
I think I have.
I think
something.
they might have an innate knowledge of constellations type of deal, or the stars or something like that. But anyway,
Yeah, as Polaris just starts running things through his head.
that's a part of why we're here to see the king. We want to ask if he's heard anything. I assume this ruler, sorry, of our jarl, our good jarl, has any. I'm assuming he has spy masters or something of that nature. So if he's
I would
heard
assume so, yeah. He's
If
got to
he-
have some sort of connection through the clans.
exactly, so if his people have heard of cultist activity in the area, we'll be able to gather that information and we'll know. Assuming Starboy here can't figure out when the next eclipse will be.
Yeah,
Well,
have
I
a
do
certain-
know that based off of our understanding of what happened before, there was one of them that happened already here in Skellig a while ago. I couldn't tell you how many months ago, but it
Well,
happened. And I want to say, and she's like running through her head right now. I want to say it was Hindersfjall. I want to say it was Hindersfjall that it happened.
Well, that is one of the destinations we need to get to.
Oh wait, right. I forgot to check my mental notes better. The one that occurred here is past tense. It was a crimson red beam. Where's
Yeah.
Novigrad?
What? Novigrad? Oh, Novigrad's on the mainland.
So why are we here?
north? Well,
We may have to retcon
I
this last
invited you in.
20 minutes.
what are you talking about? Why are you in here? And this is for you guys as players. You came to Skellig
Yeah,
in order to
to
get Mouse Sack
The gate closed. Yes.
to help
we already
close the
did.
gate in Facia. You have not
We
closed the
haven't done
gate. No. Yeah, and mostly you came here to make allies.
I knew there was a reason we're in a hurry because the gate's open right now. That's what it was.
Well, we had protections that are now put up because we restored the tree.
Yeah, there is
Temporary
a
protections.
yes, there is a little bit of protection in there right now. It's still up and open. It's just there's some protection.
By the way, I do have basically my channel is a star map that I use kind of-
Send it into the chat so I can read it. You should be able to just like click on it.
yeah. The Lost World thing you gave me.
Oh, is that one? Ooh.
Oh no, so
Whatever you think it is that tells you that you can like tell, just hover over it and click the little speech bubble next to it, and it'll send it to the chat so we can read it. If it's an ability over on your character sheet, it should have a little speech bubble.
No, it's his spellcasting focus basically.
yeah, it's just that my spell casting focus. Like,
It's the thing
in
itself.
my character, like
So I guess
description type stuff is a star map.
Yeah. So go ahead and make me a history check. At advantage still. Okay. Based off of your knowledge of this, the next eclipse is in anywhere from 4 to 6 months. You think, yeah, it's a while from now. And you're not 100% sure because it depends on exactly how everything travels at that specific time, so it could even be up to 8 months away, but you're pretty sure it's 4 to 6.
Is that from where we're at right now, or would I
Currently, yes. From today.
No, but I mean, like in our like, would that be for here in Skellig, or
Oh, it'd be for the entire northern realms.
for entire North Realms? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay. I'll kind of like take out. I mean, I've got my fucking staff in hand, but I'll kind of like shine the star like on the floor, like the map like on the floor, and be like, yeah, 6-ish months maybe, give or take a couple.
And when you do this, everybody else sees you doing this. Your eyes turn to the cosmos, basically, and they basically look like galaxies right now as you're just like making this map onto the ground and like staring at it. Nobody has ever seen this before, and Lucia looks and is like, "What the hell are you doing? That is really cool. What kind of magic is that?"
Stars.
Oh no, he's turned into a zombie.
Stars.
You said you were born here?
What?
You said you were born here?
Oh, yes.
You don't seem of this world. Then again, I guess I've seen stranger things.
Fantastic show.
Have you always had that capability?
Not always. I mean,
But were you born with it though?
no.
Okay, so you didn't learn your standard magic practices from the mages, the sorcerers of the brotherhoods, did you?
Oh no, no.
I think you're referring to the Wizards of the Coast.
No, they're more inland than coastal.
No. Mousak is the one who taught me all of my magic.
I see. Yeah, most of mine is kind of self-taught. I'd be.
Isn't that kind of illegal?
It depends. If you can get yourself in the right guild, you can kind of teach yourselves magic.
Or if you
my
can
friend
avoid getting
Chikara
caught.
over here, kind of learned it the same way. It's self-taught through through our profession.
Indeed, you rubbed some hands and they'll wash yours, kind of a deal.
It's part of the reason why most of the mages that actually went to school for their stuff, they kind of looked down upon us.
Speaking
We
of
didn't get
people
our
you may know-
schooling exactly the same, so.
Speaking of people you may
Crack.
know, has Vivian come through here? She disappeared from us shortly before Chikara's joined us.
Kind of just stares at Chikara, then looks back at Broy. No, you know what? She hasn't. It's interesting.
Is a terrible listener. I told her when she tagged me into the group or I told him that when she tagged me into the group, she went back to the mainlands. The islands don't.
I see. Yeah, I invited her to come out here whenever she can. Maybe I'll go teleport to her one of these days and bring her out. Yeah, it'd be
Perhaps,
nice
in
to catch
fact,
up with Vivian.
Perhaps, in fact, she's actually following up on the lead in Novigrad. When she told me about all these ritual things, I don't even have to lie. I did tell you that.
You know what?
You did, but I'm asking her opinion.
Yeah, and ooh. All right. You got a 20 insight. Let's see.
There's no way I can lose every time.
I don't know. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
But yeah, when she told me about the rituals,
So all right, boy, you're hearing it and you're like, something just doesn't add up. Something doesn't quite make sense.
Like, why'd she look
But-
at Chikara's all weird?
Yeah, that's what you're like. What? Yeah.
It didn't just answer the question.
Yeah.
you know where Vivian is. She's been over here. Vivian's been on the mainland.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
If I find out you've done something to Vivian.
I have not touched Vivian.
I'm talking to Chikara's.
I would like to chat with Vivian, maybe later, Chikara. And that'd be awesome.
You can talk with her, Chikara?
Yeah, I have sending. It's a pretty basic spell for people who can.
But it has a
cast it.
range.
The range is this plane. So as long as you're on this
Oh, I'm
plane,
thinking of message, my bad.
Well,
And even
Lesser
then-
restoration is also a pretty simple spell, but that hasn't stopped us before.
Yeah,
That's
all
true.
right, I will go ahead and put a big old pause or Rooney on this for a second. For the record, me amigos, before everyone continues to give me shit, give me shit for the right reasons.
Somebody
I
needs to invent
thought-
basketball so that we can continue dunking on Broy.
I thought that greater restoration was just better, lesser restoration. So I was like, I don't need both. I'll just take greater restoration. And it turns out that
It's
is not
different.
the case at all. In fact, they're two very different spells. And I've learned my lesson, and will be correcting it when I level up.
Well, I thought you were going to correct the sunbeam and get the other thing.
Well, if I could do both, I will. No, I can get a new spell and replace a spell, so I'll keep
Yeah, you
Sunbeam and then just also get heal. That's the plan,
All right.
you Neanderthals.
Can't get rid of Sunbeam.
No, God, no. That means you saw it, I was shooting lasers.
I was shooting lasers.
Bro,
Once you shoot lasers, you never go back, bro.
Let's pronounce Broy.
Bro.
Anyway,
But
if you
anyway,
guys would like to come here later at night, I'm sure there'll be a big old party happening here. I am giving everybody a free drink. Their first, for you guys, free drinks all around. But she kind of turns to Sevatar with a little bit of a, yeah, fine. All of you guys will get free drinks.
He just
But the
stares at
first
her with a blank,
first drink
empty
per
stare.
customer. So, yeah.
He's not in his own
How
body
much will
right
you
now.
pay me to drink your beer?
Yeah, each customer gets one free drink. The rest of this month I plan on doing that to try to promote this place as we
And
kind of get it
murder
off the
local
ground.
business?
I mean,
Assassinate your neighbors.
I don't know.
Financial stability.
I don't know what they told you about me, but I can promise you this: I'm not here to destroy their businesses. I'm here to build
This is an
my
added
business.
bonus.
I'm
Lucia's
here
full
to
name-
build
bonus.
mine.
Lucia's full name is Lucia Walton.
How'd you know?
It's Lucia Musco.
That's the family that has Walmart.
No way.
Oh.
Honestly, she should just be Lucia's Microsoft. They're just buying up everything. Did you hear they bought Blizzard?
Mm-hmm.
All right. As much as I'd love to continue to catch up, I do think it's imperative we see the king.
That's fair. Yeah, anytime. Come on in. I should probably get back to work. We're trying to redo the second floor a little bit before we hit up that third floor. God, don't go up there. That's a disaster.
Is that where you're keeping the ghosts?
I don't have any ghosts. God, I wish I had some ghosts in here to bring business. That'd be fucking dope.
We can make that happen for you.
I mean, Silent
I
Hammer is a
mean,
very low level spell.
I'm just saying, if I can get a ghost in here that doesn't fuck up with the whole atmosphere, that'd be pretty cool.
Roy, don't you have a lot of kids in your pocket? Do you have a bunch of dead kids in your pocket?
I don't have any kids in anywhere.
Why the hell would you have dead kids in your... You know what? You guys go off, see the king. If you could check on those few things for me, that'd be fantastic. Let me know how that goes. And if you guys do end up going to check out that wreckage, let me know. I might hire some other people to do it if you guys aren't going to do it. That's fine. But if you do want to do it, I want to know because I want to get you a little bit of a down payment now, just so we have a little bit.
We're
of
gonna
trust
do
here.
it.
Okay, but like soon, right? You're not
Roll
gonna like.
deception, bro.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna
you
be-
guys have time, but like, you're not gonna put it on the back burner, right?
No, we're gonna come back to you after we talk to the king.
Yeah, we'll know by the end of this.
Yeah, go talk to the king and come back because I know you guys are busy. But
Yeah, it seems
Would
our
really
current
like my
order of
pamphlet.
operations is see the king, talk to your former employees that are cursed or something.
Or dead.
I
then-
hope they're not cursed. God, that would not be good.
And then, as far as I'm aware, possibly treasure, and then we're getting out of this place.
I'll shoot you guys ascending later on. Just to
Yeah.
check
By
base
the
to
way,
see where you're at.
I assume your patrons are fully aware of people having magic and not particularly
Oh
concerned.
yeah. We had fucking fireworks shows in here yesterday. It was good. It's something I would never have been able to do in Sintra.
Then
I'm real happy to be here.
I'm gonna go ahead and take this time to go ahead and send Radcliffe now and see how he's doing before we head out into the commons. And
Yeah.
are you referring to Skellig in general? Are they Polaris? Are they more amenable to magic here?
Not all of Skellig, but in here it's kind of expected, or at least
Yeah,
that's
okay, then I'll
part of my
just- let me
business
just
plan.
Do this here, and then we can head out. Unless anybody wants to stay for some other reason.
Nope.
I'm ready to get going. Okay, so we all leave.
Waiting on ascending. Dun, 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 dun. In fact, we are going to take a break right here. We'll take a 10-minute break, and we will come back. Daniel, you can finish sending me that sending.
Actually, I have a better idea. We'll take care of it later. Don't worry about it. We can still do the break, but I'm not.
I was like, what's happening? Okay.
I have a better idea than taking a break.
Either way, we're going to take a 10-minute break right here, use the restroom, get our bearings straight, and we'll come right back. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you in 10 minutes.
You ever made a
And
character
we're back.
and then also jerked yourself off with it?
Yeah, every single time.
Every single time. I agree every time.
Roll him. Oh, that is the best. All right. So, sorry, you guys were looking at the map. We are
I'm
back.
done with it now.
You are in the Magic Mouth currently. You decide to head off to the king instead.
Instead of what?
Instead of casting Sending, correct?
Yes, I'm not.
Okay.
As I don't know if we were in the pause screen when I said it in character, but I'll say it again. You know what? I've got a better idea. I think it'll be a bit safer for everybody if I do it under more protection at a later time.
Lucia says, have a good visit with the king. See you later.
Then take you as the protection type, Chikara.
I happen to know, or I have a theory, I guess, about who or what is the one that has Radcliffe in dire straits potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Which reminds me, it's probably not going to hurt to I'll cast See Invisibility
All right.
and have it up for the next hour.
Give me a perception check.
Okay, give me 1 second because I'm marking the spell off.
Who has greater invisibility?
I do.
I do.
Chikara, you see a very faint aura. It's kind of like a invisible. I mean, you can only see it now with the invisibility, but there's like a little bit of a aura
What
coming
color is it?
off of Polaris, and then you kind of turn to the next person, and it's off of Corzo and Sevatar and Adalia. It's off all of you guys. It's like just a little bit of a like shimmer and shine to it. Changes color.
Did my detect magic ever go off?
No. You left.
Still hasn't been 10 minutes.
Nope. You can go off now if you want.
I mean, I wasn't doing anything else other than that.
All right, cool. Then it's going off
Whenever it goes off,
just
it goes
now.
off.
It's going off right now. You don't detect anything.
Nothing.
Nothing out of the ordinary,
All right.
other than all of your guys' magical weapons and everything like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it up for the full 10 minutes.
Okay.
As we're going to the king.
So it's a hike up to the king. It's probably going to take you a couple hours to go all the way up there.
Can we hire
Assuming
somebody to take us up there?
I'm leading the way.
If that's the case, then maybe it is better to
Summon the steeds.
see the people here in town.
Actually, Polaris, you know the quicker ways to get around. It's only going to take you an hour to do it with you.
Oh, don't worry. I can get us there quick.
That's better.
But it is still a journey. Like, you guys are in this little small area. You got to get all the way up there.
Hmm.
So have you spoken with the king before?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've had a couple conversations.
Is he a reasonable man?
I'd say so. I enjoy his role.
King's
Malsack
ever
is the one
actually reasonable.
who I communicate more with, and he in turn communicates with the king more. So,
Would we find him with the king now? Malsack?
yeah, I would say it's reasonable that they would be
They're-
together at the moment.
Yeah, typically Mousesack is around the king during the day. Even at night. Yeah, he's, he's the mage to the king, basically, so he's around him all the time.
Yeah, so I would say so.
We should make our way. You said you had a faster route.
Indeed, I do.
As you guys are heading up through, Polaris takes you in a few back, not necessarily alleys, they're back little cave sections. As you guys are going up through here, it's not all outside. Some of it goes through the mountain and up and around. These ancient tunnels that were dug long ago have been turned into homes and all sorts of things like that. But it's very twist and turny, and you're welcome to try to make a survival check to try to like figure out the layout on your own. So if anyone wants to do that, do it now.
I'm just gonna be following. I'm not good at any of that stuff.
That's fair.
I may as well be.
I'll cast guidance on whoever's doing it though.
Um,
Unless I'm still
Good.
having to concentrate on detect.
no. I mean, you don't have to concentrate on it. You are concentrating on it. So
I'm gonna concentrate on it until the full duration. So
Alright.
if it's
Yeah.
still up, it's still up. That's what I'm saying.
Adalia, as you're following Polaris, you're trying to kind of make a little mental map of this place. It's very maze-like. There's a lot of twists and turns, and it's just too much for you to process all of this, especially because you're not outside the whole time. Once you go into some of these little cave-like ruins, it's hard to figure out where you're located at, and you don't have anything to guide yourself. But Polaris is going right, left, up, and around different things, and gets you up into this palace area across the large bridge stretching. And at this point, you can see the entire harbor. You can see past on the other side of this rock mountain, and you can see just the vast amount of ships that Skellig has here. You're counting 20 or 30 very, very large warships, with a few smaller warships are scattered around, and then there's plenty of fishing boats as well throughout here. Yeah, Chikara, you're really not sure what that aura is. You barely saw it for like a second or two around everybody before you lost sight of it. But do make me an intelligence check. Just a general intelligence check. You remember seeing this aura once before off of the creature when he landed on your ship to take that dagger from you guys, and then you didn't give it up, and he drove into the water. When he landed on the ship, you saw this magic aura coming off of him and spreading around the whole ship. Again, it was faint, but I think Broy, you, and Polaris all saw it.
And when Polaris told us about his time dead, he told us that the voice that spoke to us after that encounter was his god Mistra.
Yes.
So, Polaris, I've been thinking. The
Yeah.
that reptilian dragon thing that assailed us on the ship.
Mhm.
I think it's safe to assume that he was sent by Mistra. Or do you think Mistra was congratulating us for defeating that dragon and not turning over the dagger?
Well, when I saw her, it was in my orb here. There be any kind of check I could have?
Make me an insight roll.
Insight, okay. Damn, I've been plentiful today.
When Chikara kind of mentions that, you starting to think that thing never attacked you. It kept saying, "Give me the dagger."
Sure, but
for
it
my
attacked us for
master.
attacking it.
Yeah, and you're starting to think that maybe, it could have been sent by it, and it could have been all a test to see if you guys were worthy. And at that point is when you saw the face for a split second and heard the voice. It also said that when you were in that state, you also heard it say that it will try to protect you a little bit. So maybe you have this magic surrounding you guys. Whatever it may be.
It very well could have been something like a test. I'm not too certain. I can't tell you for sure,
But either way, you think it's certain to say that that lizard was sent by Mistra?
I'd have a feeling that it was.
Right. I guess that would explain why it was acting somewhat pacifistic until it summoned zombies to attack us. So it didn't attack us.
Oh, I mean, a test is a test.
You also say that, but you never saw it summon anything.
I mean, it jumped into the water, we heard some summoning, and then zombies came out of the same water that it just jumped into.
Yeah.
Talking about the lizard that Sevator spoke with?
He didn't really speak with it, he attacked it.
The little lizard that he asked if, where
No,
the heck?
no.
Not that lizard. No, not that. That was just a lizard.
Excuse me.
These are some stretches.
Anyway, I guess we don't have to worry about it right now. Might just be that Mistra's with us here a bit.
Could be.
And as you guys are dying that conversation down and crossing over this very, very large bridge with a lot of soldiers that are on it, and Polaris is leading you guys through it. Some of these, hey, welcome back, Rebedem. At first, they went to stop you guys, but Polaris just kind of was like, nope. They're with me, and they're all just letting you go. Polaris is now leading the way and has to talk to every one of these guards at different checkpoints, essentially. And as you're going through in here, you make it to you make it to the royal chambers, and this is typically where you would end up meeting with the with Mousak and the king. It's a little bit, well, you don't really meet with the king too much, but this is where you would have met with Mousak in a little bit less private, but kind of like the tavern of the castle, essentially. There's a little bit of music playing, and you see a few knights that are just chatting and playing some cards. And you know that at this point, you shouldn't drag the rest of these people any further than here. This is kind of like a little bit more communal. You can have guests can come here, but past here, you're starting to stretch, and you feel more confident if you would to go get Mousak first and bring him in here before just drag him into the king. Maybe if you had a closer relationship with the king, you feel different, but
yeah.
Try and pull Polaris aside and ask, what position do you hold with these people?
Well, I am the apprentice of Mousak, so I mean, there's a reason why I travel to the islands and check up on everyone and make sure things go well here. I report to
shit.
I report to Mousak, and he reports to the king, so kind of like the little busybody of the king, but I mean, also, you guys should probably stay here. Wouldn't be the best idea just to have us all barge in on the king, so I'm going to go grab Mousak, and I'm going to bring him to you guys, and, keep things according to the hierarchy, I guess.
No, that makes total sense.
Is there an open table?
Works
Yeah.
great for us.
we'll be at that open table.
All right.
Does it seem like this is the higher class people, or are they still
Yes,
just
absolutely.
slightly less gruff than the rest of everybody else?
No, they're definitely
We still have to
higher
get through,
class.
like guard checkpoints.
Yeah, there's knights here. There's a lot of looks like wealthy, like, well, I mean, not a lot right now, but there looks like wealthy duchesses. There's paid entertainment here that aren't playing super lively music. They're playing more soft, mellow, and more just to set the mood. There's a giant fireplace, and there's like a whole table on one side that just has a bunch of food for you guys.
I'm gonna go mingle.
Anything that you can want is just kind of chilling out there. There are guards stationed around as well, just kind of all around. So there's people keeping an eye on all of you and everybody in here, but this definitely is the rich area. Only wealthy are allowed in here.
My people.
All right.
When Polaris leaves, I want to tell the rest of the group, like, he doesn't know how to ride a horse.
Once Polaris leaves, we never told him that we don't need to meet the king. We just need to talk to Mousesack, did we?
Kind of slipped our mind.
Sounds like he's only coming back with Mousesack.
It works great for us, but
Yeah.
I don't know why we didn't tell him. I feel like we had a reason, but
Well, initially, I didn't trust him. He just kind of
that's
showed
fair.
up.
He did just kind of
very
show
suddenly.
up. You're right.
Like
But
yourself.
After having Vivian tagged me in. She told everybody. Well, she told Corzo to tell everybody that I can be trusted. I didn't just appear out of the darkness in the morning.
Like you did.
Sure, you can continue to be delusional.
darkness
It
in the
doesn't
city.
matter to me. I'm kind of done catering to your insanity, Broy.
I'm not insane. I know something's going on. I just don't know what.
It's
Yeah, Sevatar kind of just like shot at my boat, like as I fucking paddle to you guys.
Sevatar does what?
When I first joined, Sevatar just like shot at my boat.
Oh, yes, no, that would happen.
Believable.
Most likely, yeah.
I probably almost put you down, to be honest.
Sevatar
for-
showing up was the most.
But now I'm
mysterious.
journaling in my book. Like today, the third in hand of the king held me close as I rode with him on a horseback.
Jesus.
The table right next to you guys, as you're having this conversation, is starting to get a little rowdy. They're laughing and joking as they're playing cards right now. And you can see there's
Corzo,
like
you-
4 knights.
Corzo, you are right, though. We probably... I mean, I trust him now. He's gone kind of through hell with us, going over those mountains through the swamp. Seems like he
And-
has a good heart.
Literally through hell after, dying.
Yeah. I kind of had to bring him back since he died helping us. Whether or not I
Really?
trusted him, but
You had to bring it back, otherwise we wouldn't have an inn.
also that, yes.
Oh,
So,
these people here don't scare me. If we wanted into the king, we would just get into the king, one way or another.
I mean, we are very persuasive. I don't disagree.
Hey, you lot! You should be back to work by now. Ah! Come on, Valdi, just let us finish the hand. Nope. Orders are orders. Get back to your posts. Ah, fine. As you guys see Valdi entering the room, yelling at that group.
Is Valdi somebody we care about?
I don't know.
Valdi's the lady that
Somebody you know.
in Sintra.
She's the lady we what?
We met in Sintra. We fought the hag with her
hmm
and her men.
She
Oh,
was the
got it,
one
got
that sold the ships to Lucia and
yeah,
the
got it.
Sintra.
Remember that, Ian.
Because we literally just talked about her.
It's an elephant.
Okay.
I told you guys
Just talked about her
everybody
with
that's
Lucia.
important that was here. Assuming that
Otherwise,
nobody
I
really
absolutely
says
would
anything
not
to
have
her.
remembered.
What was that?
assuming
If-
We
assuming
just talked about
nobody.
it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
If she catches, if I catch her eye or she catches my eye, I'll just give a little nod.
It looks like she's
Not
super
seeking it
busy.
out or anything, but if it happens,
She doesn't catch her eye. She just keeps walking by, but then you see her stop. Just kind of look around, like up, and you can hear her sniffing.
Imagine I'm still wearing that pelt that I've procured from their place. I don't know if it would be noticeable.
You guys
Yeah, kind of funny.
are disgusting right now.
I am not. I have prestidigitation.
That's true. And she turns and is just kind of like looking at the whole group of kind of everyone, not specifically at you guys, trying to like pinpoint what's
Smells
wrong.
bad, and she's the first person to have noticed.
No,
I'd
other
like
people
to,
have noticed. Just other people haven't cared. Well, other people have cared.
Perception.
And then sees your table. Kind of. What are those guts I smell? And she kind of walks over with like authority. Doesn't realize who you guys are.
If she says that out loud, I'm gonna cast Druidcraft
Okay.
to have like a faint odor of flowers just like emanate around a 5-foot cube around her.
Okay. And she just kind of goes, huh. Never mind. Have fun. Welcome to the castle. And she kind of looks and then turns back and just walks out of here.
I know why she didn't recognize me, but why didn't she recognize some of you guys?
She didn't really know you guys.
We didn't meet her for very long.
I mean, we got in a fight with her. She nearly eviscerated Sevitar. You'd think you'd remember something like that. And as far as I'm aware, being charmed doesn't erase your memory.
I feel like she nearly eviscerates a lot of people.
Maybe so.
After about 10 minutes or so, Polaris is coming back with Mousesack. And he walks over to the table with all of you guys. All right. Polaris told me you would like to see Erland. Is that correct?
Well, that's
Is this
mostly
Malphite saying
correct.
It is an older gentleman with a very large beard. He's got sticks and stuff in his hair, kind of weaved into it. And
Be Malsack.
I am Mousesack, yes.
So,
We've heard of you.
we kind of forgot to mention it too, Polaris, but the main person we're here to see is you, actually.
Me.
Shikara, I think you can explain a little better the situation that we're trying to deal with.
And let me just preface by, sorry, Polaris. You know,
apologies.
You've been with us this whole time. You see how much chaos happens. It's easy to forget things in such mayhem. You're muted.
I mean, hell, I died, so.
Yes, and that's
Exactly, yeah.
the main reason that I decided to see this bunch of people. You brought him back?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm good like that.
He slept for a little bit.
This reality is just a plane, but something tells me you know that already. We'd like to know everything that you know about Facia.
about Facia. Okay. Well, we'd rather not have this so much here. Follow me into my private studies.
Wonderful.
And as you guys follow him through the chambers and stuff, you hear him kind of talking with Polaris back and forth, just a little bit side banter, really, but it's a little bit of questioning why you guys are asking about Facia, and a little bit of like, all right, I'm gonna trust you on this type of deal. As you guys get into his chambers, you can see as you walk in, there's this this white light almost radiating from the entire room, and he walks in, and Polaris follows right after. Do you guys all follow in?
I do.
Okay.
Does white
Yeah.
light look familiar?
Give me an Arcana.
Or- All right.
It almost looks like moonlight.
Mhm.
It looks. As people start to walk through here, Broy and Sevitar, Chikara stops. You you're like staring at the light, and you're almost positive that if you walk into that, it is going to revert you into a true form, or at least your illusion will be broken.
I turn around and look at Chikara. What are you doing? Come on.
What is it about us that you don't trust here, Mr. Mousak?
Don't know what you mean. Please come inside. We'll close the door. We'll have a private chat.
And I'll cast message and send to him this message.
I'll counterspell. No.
And he'll cast message again. Because it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
Do you get like notified if your message was counterspelled, or would you assume it went through?
It would just, you wouldn't succeed
Nothing
at
to
casting
dial,
it, so
there's no
it wouldn't even be that. It would be
But what is like you don't?
It would be
succeed
like
at
a
casting it,
magic
it's a verbal and a
sizzle.
somatic.
yeah. So I guess that's fair. There's no
Still
visual.
just say it and move your hands. I don't know if like it would feel any different.
That's fair.
I mean, you know when your spell fails, generally speaking.
Yeah, I would assume you'd know it as fails, but I don't know what visual or what indicator there would be. Maybe you would hear something in your head as it fails, or you could just feel the presence of your magic not going through, because it's kind of like playing the guitar. If you play a wrong note, you hear it's wrong. It feels the same, but you hear it's wrong, you know?
True.
Let me try that again.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you message?
I'm working on it.
Okay. Corzo, do you walk in?
Yeah, I don't have any reason not to. I mean, do I notice it's moonlight?
Yeah. With your Arcana, you notice that it's some sort of magical moonlight.
Do I know what that does to people like Chikara?
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
I know what that does to people like Chikara?
You didn't even
You
make
don't know who
me
Chikara
an
is.
Arcana. So you'd have to make an Arcana check.
It has been sent.
Yeah.
Roy just walked in and went, "Oh, it's really pretty in here."
Ooh, look at the light.
Oh, yeah, everybody's
He
excited about these.
says outward to be transparent towards everyone. He says, I mean you no harm, and if you are who you say you are, you will trust that I mean you no harm. I can't be too cautious these days. Too many people are spying with different illusions. This is my sacred place, and I'd like to keep it as such. Know everybody for their true selves.
I apologize if anybody here offended you in any way. What prompted such a statement?
I think it's more his offense that he should be apologizing for, but you know, something tells me someone working with the Brotherhood may not be as compassionate as they pretend they are.
You
I'll just
think
wait
I
out
work with
here.
the Brotherhood?
I'll just wait
Why
out
wouldn't-
here. You guys can sort
Chikara,
this
why
out
wouldn't
yourselves.
you want to come in here?
If
Makes
you
no
would
sense.
prefer
You
to
gotta
wait
talk
out
them in
there, that is fine.
I will. That's what I said.
This is weird.
Agreed. Polaris, you said I could trust them.
I trust these people with. my
Yet you
life.
have somebody that's
One that resurrected.
yeah. You have somebody that refuses to follow some of the rules that I have set in place. Somebody who is
Refusing?
masking themselves.
I'm simply saying that I don't wish to be harmed by your needs, and I'm waiting out here. I'm
Why would you
honoring
be
your
harmed?
request.
Fairly well.
Uh,
He walks
Polaris,
over to
make
the
okay.
door and closes it.
Why? I don't get it. Why would this have hurt him?
This will revert any shape-shifting magic. It will not hurt, but your person out there, your friend, it's an illusion. Or I would assume it's an illusion based off the fact he refuses to walk into it.
I can go talk to him, guys, if you would.
How
Anybody
well
know
do you
anything
really
about this?
know him, Polaris?
Not at all.
I'll go talk to
To
him.
be completely fair, he did revive him.
He did bring me back. I mean,
He is the one who cast the spell.
This gets rid of
He
everything.
was the first voice he heard from within purgatory.
to be fair, I owe him my life.
Make me a persuasion check at advantage.
Who?
Which one?
Polaris. Sorry.
Oh boy.
Looks at you. If this goes wrong, you're going to be banished from here. You know that, right? Anyone
Yes.
that betrays the king is banished from Skellig. Minimum.
I understand.
Is there anything else I should know that reveals shapeshifters or illusions?
True seeing also does. And you see as he says a few words and his eyes turn with a little bit of solid white. Those of you that have, I believe, Broy, you know the spell True Seeing, or at least you recognize
I
it.
have access to it. I haven't been able to
Okay.
hit that though.
I'll say you recognize it based off the fact he just said that.
Mhm.
And he opens the door back up. Fascinating. And he reaches over to the side of the door and he presses his hand up against one of the stones. And that moonlight disappears. And he says, "Welcome in."
I was sitting back at the table.
Oh,
So that's where I was heading after I
Okay.
said I would wait outside.
You're like slightly down the hall, not fully back.
Right.
Um,
I'll turn that way when I hear the door open.
then he
See
says,
the moonlight end.
"Yeah, yeah." You notice that there's no more moonlight, and he says, "So you're the creature that brought Polaris back."
I am the person that brought Polaris back.
I'm sorry. Words have left me. Thank you very much. What is your name?
You can call me Chikara.
Chikara. Nice to meet you, Chikara. Um, I'm sorry, I haven't met a person like you before. I've heard about him
I'll
and
look
read about them.
around and notice everybody, especially Broy, I'm assuming, is kind of
Oh, yeah.
watching this interaction intently.
Very.
You're still down the hall, like you haven't necessarily walked up.
I'll start walking back.
Okay. Come on in.
And do I have your word you won't be violating anybody's privacy without their will? And I'll, like, gesture towards where he moved his hand.
I will not violate anybody's. I have my own personal safety precautions taken. But nobody will your secret will be safe here.
And can I tell that he has true sight?
You could see his eyes are glowing with this white aura. Yes, you can tell it's true sight. You have the spell, right?
I don't have it. I have access to it as well.
Oh, I thought you picked it. Okay, my bad.
No.
I'll just say you know it too, based off the fact of everything. You're concluding that yes, he's doing that.
And for Chikara, that's the spell that, like, in my spell book has been circled, underlined,
yeah,
and like exclamation pointed as like radioactive biohazard.
yeah, exactly.
I'll walk in and just kind of eyes to eye the whole time looking at him. And then I'll say the thing I was saying earlier of the as I notice everybody is like intently focused on this interaction, I'll well you know, sorry, it's just we're kind of talking about the fate of a whole religion here. And trust is a two-way street. And you hold all the cards right now.
True. Polaris informed me a little bit about what's going on. He died. You brought him back. And he says, just to clarify, and he's looking around, and he mentioned that you guys were in a rush to see the king. Now I have since been informed that you guys would like to talk about Phasia, which is something that not many people know about. So the fact you know about it, and I'm starting to see why you may know about it, ask away.
And you know it's under attack.
I did not know that, no.
Well, then you'll be
it's
very
been-
little use to us.
It's been quite some time since I last went there, but most of my power does come from Phasia itself, the land.
Then this will be of great importance to you as well.
Then why haven't you noticed a lack or a diminishing of your power? Have you lost connection?
Well, it doesn't quite work that way. While yes, my magic does come from there, it takes a lot of energy and training and learning to manipulate the forces there. I've still been able to manipulate it to my understanding thus far. I do not have all-knowingness, so sorry that I haven't quite experienced the disconnect. I don't rely on Phasia. I've learned through a variety of ways to channel magic.
And what happens if Phasia falls?
Everything
I
we
don't
lose.
think Phasia could fall. What do you mean it's in trouble?
There
Under
is
attack.
a
Under attack
gate.
by who? A gate.
There's a gate that has been opened. We have temporarily been able to shut it off, but it is still an open wound in Facia. They burned much of the tree, and they would have succeeded if we hadn't intervened.
People from other planes, it seems, like to, as you put it, meddle with Facia. And that's causing rifts.
We believe
Why would they mess with Facia? What does
Gonna-
Facia hold? The
I'm
magic
gonna
of
cast the invis.
when you cast that, you see you notice that his walls are lined with different protective magics. This place looks like a dome of Lehman's tiny hut. Essentially, the inside of it, it's essentially the entire thing is lined with all this stuff to protect him from everything. And you also notice that there's other little traps and stuff and little glyphs on the walls. They stand out a little bit more clearly now.
I said trust is a two-way street.
This is my safe haven. If anyone breaks
And
into this, they will be
Please,
greatly destroyed. As
let me finish. And I'll turn to Polaris. Polaris, I did not forget to inform you, at least not at first, that we actually wanted to see Malsac. I deceived you because I did not know that I could trust you. Our intent was never to see the king. Our intent was explicitly to meet Malsac. I should have come clean with you, at least after the point that you had died helping us. But I didn't, because at that point, we had more pressing matters. I hope you can forgive me.
I can't say that doesn't hurt a little, but I can't. Wow. My mind just like stopped thinking of words. Like, I can't say that
he's never been good with people.
This is probably a more comfortable situation for you anyways, given this is your lead mentor. You don't fuck with the king much.
You don't
Bro,
need.
Yeah, Polaris is flustered as fuck right now. He's getting yelled at by Malsac. This person he trusts is not coming into the safe room.
Yeah. He comes in and he's like, "So we lied."
Yeah, I'm
And the person that I already didn't trust didn't also come into the safe room, which was
The
extra.
person I trusted didn't come into the safe room.
I guess I shouldn't say I didn't trust him, but I didn't trust him completely. I'll say it like that. That seems more accurate. Because he hasn't done anything to actively harm us, and he's actively helped. But I also know something's going on that he clearly doesn't want me to know.
There's something going on with the Dahlia too.
Look at a doll.
More obvious too. Seems like you're trying to
understand
focus
your
on one
loss.
person.
I can understand your loss for words. You don't need to forgive me now. You don't need to forgive me at all, but I hope that you will come to. But I'm sorry I manipulated you. Now, Malsac, I can see that this place is safe to speak openly.
Not even the king has permission to enter into this room. And Polaris only has permission when I grant him permission.
I feel honored to be in here actually now. Thank you for seeing us.
Somebody mentioned Facia, and I have not heard that with anybody for a while. Excluding Polaris, I told him a little bit about it, and I took him there one time.
Kings are just popular men, Broy, and when they become not popular, they become corpses.
I know, I've saved one.
So where does this portal open up into Facia? What's the other side of it?
Oh, the other side is straight to the Hells. That's where they have what's the P lady's name who's in hell? Not
Philippa?
Messina, Philippa, thank you. That's where they have Philippa, and I'm beginning to believe that's where they've taken Vicina as well.
I have Vicina.
Yes, she is.
She's the guardian of Phasia. If she's been taken, then...
Yes.
And at that, you
we've
see
been-
panic in his face for a second.
We were given this. I don't know who has it, if I have it or if Chikara has it or somebody. And
I have the blood, so I have it because it's in the box with the blood.
Right. We were given a circlet of some kind.
I'll pull it out
That-
of the box.
This is supposed to help us find her. She is supposedly something to do with Hindersfjall.
Yes, we were told
Uh,
the
the Ulves there.
Ulve, yes, in the Temple of Freya.
we were told the
um,
priest there would be able to use this to help us find her.
Yes, she's got powers. She can see the future. They all kind of can. Strange little cult they have going on, but they're very helpful.
Who's
Um,
they?
They're called the Ulves. There's 3 of them that I'm aware of.
Oh, Ulve sounded like just one person,
Um,
like a name.
no, it's the name of them. They're priests of some sort. They have a lot of magic capabilities and healing and stuff. But if you're going to go see them in the temple, well, hate to break it to you, but the temple is not, well, it's not quite up and running right now.
What happened?
A few months ago, there was a beam of light that shot up, and it's been plagued since. We've sent some people to try to take care of that. All of them have
familiar.
come up empty-handed or dead.
We are familiar with that.
Stopped
We
one
can-
such phenomenon.
We can clear it out.
If you could
Well,
do that, you
if-
could find the Ulves as well, because we haven't had contact with them since that time
They're
as well.
trapped inside, or they have moved somewhere else.
Could have been either or. They're very hard to get a hold of. It's not like I can just send them a sending. They won't respond. You have to search them out. Give them an offering, typically.
Okay.
Small offerings will do. It depends. It's more a percentage of what you have or what's dear to you. They don't always take it too.
I know this is sudden, and I know you have a place here, but the true reason we came was to ask you to act as a standing guardian for Phasia in Vicina's place until we get her back.
Well, I've always thought of myself as somebody looking forward or looking for the best for all creatures. I wasn't trying to, and it looks at you, Chikara. I wasn't trying to do you wrong. I don't let people into my place willy-nilly. It's very much, I have to make sure I know, and this is just my precaution. But I have multiple ways to make that same precaution, as you see. I'd be more than happy to go back to Phasia and make sure. Have you talked to anybody else? Is there I can find a few groups of people. I know Yoroweth might be willing to come help, and he's got a whole group of
I
elves.
think he's there already.
Yoroweth
I
is
believe-
there.
He's the one who told us we could trust you.
I see. Was
We
there
saved
anybody
his
else there?
life, too.
Oh.
Not as far as we could tell. Everybody had been scattered. The land was burned.
We just barely managed to put out the flames on the tree.
But we
before it was
did
entirely
get
consumed.
the flames out, so that's a big one. We
So
also got some
you
of the
you
sap.
saved her.
Yes. For now.
Good. Yorwith has an army that he can build through some of the elves with the Scarlet Tile, but he's going to need somebody to, well, I guess that's why you guys came to me. Is that why Yorwith sent you? He needed
Very
somebody to
possible.
potentially close that portal up. And I
Yes.
assumed the normal means, such as Dispel, didn't quite do the trick.
I tried several times,
Yeah.
but I've had a thought. We had a conversation with an associate who knows things, and if Vicina's in hell, I don't think we can close that portal, not without going in there first. We need to bring her back.
I have a sneaking suspicion you're right. You mentioned Philippa before, and it was to my understanding that Philippa was on the Brotherhood. Now, I never believed it to be true. She never seemed quite right. She seemed not caring as much. She lost all the spark of humanity in her, and when she was part of the Brotherhood.
It's hard to explain, but we had a vision that notified us that this Philippa that's in the Brotherhood is not her. At least that's what I think the purpose of it was. I was watching and I could, given my capabilities, I recognized the signs before the vision ended that the man from the vision assumed her place.
Who was in
after
this
setting
vision?
herself.
Who did you see?
Philippa is one of the last people of this realm left worshipping Facia. We could hear her screaming.
She has a very powerful connection to Melatelli. She was one of the first humans to build that connection. But who
Is
were
she
each of
also
the
in
people?
Olve?
She is not. No, the Ulves. They're their own. They're their own breed.
Is Vicina the only one you have connections with or had?
Vicina was a friend of mine. We practiced and learned together back in the days. Philippa was an advisor for the two of us when we were much, much younger. That's why it just didn't seem right. The last while, I left the mainland. I came back to Skellig because I just wanted to get away from the entire Brotherhood and all that. And then Philippa joined with it. It just didn't make any sense to me. We've been not on great terms since. And if what you're saying is true, that that's not
We're
the real her,
saying
it makes more
he's
sense.
The people in the vision. Who were they again? What were their names? Does anyone remember?
I
Or who
don't.
took Philippa's place?
I don't have his name in my notes. I don't think.
I'm not gonna have the name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Ah!
I'll make a history check to see if I can remember.
Yeah, everybody's welcome to make a history check. And you
There's
can
been a lot of
guidance it.
names.
There has, I know.
As well.
Yeah. I don't remember. Roy doesn't know.
What was his name? 21 history check.
Chikara has my
The 21? Okay, cool.
has my
Am I wrong in understanding that Vicina is one of these
mainly
Olves?
because Chikara hasn't rolled yet.
Vicina is not an Ulve. She is a druid. She's a druid of the land. The
Yeah.
Ulves are not necessarily druids. Based off what it sounds like, they're almost like fate watchers. And like they can see future events before they happen. And based off of the way he acts, it sounds as if they're they stay hidden on purpose. They try to
I would
hide.
imagine. And they all gone. Great.
With your history, you remember Arian, Altibald,
These names are coming back.
You remember these two as the two that survived. The others I also have because they're also kind of important. So, but I have
Calm
to
down, sir.
find it.
Which one was the one that betrayed, though?
I believe it was Eltibald.
Uh, all right, those were all 4 names.
These names: Irian, Eltibald, Eldwin, and Corum. Eldwin and Corum, I know, perished. Irian and Eltibald survived, and I believe it's Eltibald who is the one who is impersonating Philippa.
When you say Eltibald, he just kind of looks down at the table for a second and is just kind of staring, and you can see him like fidgeting and moving his hand up and down and like on the table, like really upset and mad. And he just kind of looks up. Eltibald died that day.
He did not.
He pretended to close the gate so that he pretended buying the hags and the demons more time to flood through, capturing Philippa, and then he assumed her place.
Yes. And I think his
So
apprentice
the
survived as
story
well.
that I was told
By who?
by, well, Philippa, when I'm starting to see the thing, what I was told is Philippa, or an Eltibald, gave his life to close the portal, and Philippa was the only person that survived.
Where's Irian?
But they have let slip a few times that Irion is alive. I have a sneaking suspicion that he is in the Brotherhood, going by a different name. And if... Oh, that would make so much sense. That would make... Okay. You can see that he's like putting everything together right now, based off of what you guys have said. I have a feeling...
Did he actually seem surprised with this information we shared?
Oh, yeah, yeah. He thought Eltibald was completely dead, and right now he's like... Eltibald was known as the Mad Mage. He... He was dangerous. He was a little bit misleading, and it was said that he sold his soul.
Sounds like a lot of it misleading.
When we heard that he perished, we were kind of excited. Some of us were. I just kind of left it all behind. I said, forget it. But there is somebody that Philippa, Eltibald, trusts more than anything in the Brotherhood. And almost right-hand man sort of person. That'd be Stregerboard. Which, if my suspicion is correct, that is Irion. Was there any defining factors? What do you remember about these people? Corum. Corum was he was related. He was a young boy during the time. I want to say he was like the brother or something to Sintra, the king to Sintra or something like that. He was either the king or he was the son of the king.
He was a foolhardy knight in this vision. A little arrogant, but well-intending, it seemed.
And Eldwin, he was... Oh, I want to say he was an assassin. But maybe I'm wrong on him. Anyway, any defining factors with Irion, something that I can kind of pin together. Make sure it's Streggerborg before you start, or anyone starts spreading wrong rumors.
I'll give a physical description of
I
him.
was gonna say we describe Irian.
How did he cast his spells? What did he use? Was there any magic defining way about him? Roy, this should be something you know.
You
Maybe
don't
not. Huh? You don't
Yeah, I
remember?
don't remember. It's been so long.
Damn, you guys can even open up the character sheets. uh
I wasn't there.
no, I know you weren't,
I was
but
playing Corum.
yeah, I
gave
know.
you-
I know. Yeah, you did. You did. I want Bri to look at the character sheet and tell
I don't
me.
know the name. NPCs.
You have to be
It's all the
patient.
way into group number 2 characters.
Oh, Arian. That's
Vision was
right.
many months ago, and we've since faced many dangers, including discovering.
Oh, that's right. He cast spells with his. He just cast spells. There was nothing special about it. I don't remember there being.
Read the
anything-
bio. It's probably the bio.
It's very bland.
You remember specifically that he used his book and his feather to cast everything.
I mean, I use a. Oh, I don't use a book.
He was a
that's right.
scribe mage. Just
He
Yeah,
was
a
a
scribe mage. But it was a special book. The
yeah,
book floated around with him.
yeah, exactly. That was very
It was almost-
distinct.
It was almost sentient. It seemed.
Yeah, that would be Streggerboard. That quill kind of floats around him. Uses it to cast everything. It's very
And
interesting magic.
Record everything, I assume, as well.
It does. It acts as a scrying orb as well. And I've always been curious about that.
It's very rare magic. I've never experienced it. In fact, I didn't even know it existed until I had seen the vision.
Everybody learns their magic in different ways. It's just interesting that he uses it all around him. Most people cast it through something, and I don't know, it's very different than most other casters I've seen.
so that confirms it then.
Yeah, that confirms a lot of things. I should go check in with Melatelli then, and Facia. Is there anything
You
else I need to
mentioned
know?
going there and checking it out. Do you have a way?
I do. And he opens up his drawer and opens it up, and you see this metal rod with 2 prongs at the end of it. And he hits it on the table, and you hear a dee, like a little pitch, and he's like, "Do you know what this is?"
Tuning fork.
Yeah.
Side note: I absolutely want to play a scribe wizard again. That was amazing.
Yeah. It's a tuning fork, and it's tuned specifically to Facia. That's how I can travel there on a whim if I'd like. I don't
Let's
go
go.
often enough. And he's holding, or he has a ring on right now, and he slides it off. And he hands it to Polaris. And he says, "I think you guys may need this more than me at this time. But I'm going to go check out Facia. If you would like to join me, you clearly have gotten there on your own before. That ring will help you get there easier." Is there anything else I need to know?
I would like to go there now. I think the most pressing matter at hand is finding the Witcherverse.
Thank you, Jakarta. Let's go.
Okay. Everybody,
Oh,
gather around.
I described the demon that I saw when the dude died in the very beginning.
The what you saw at the very, very beginning.
Talking demonology. in the
Yeah.
corner.
He lifts it up to start to bang it on the desk, and he's like in the middle of starting to cast a spell, and you start being like, "Wait, there was this demon," and he's like, "Wait, what?" But explain, please. Tell me everything you know.
Yeah, I was. There was a witch, and she said something clever. It's been too long now. Turned me into a raven. I flew around for a while, and then God, I don't remember his name. Eric, who is the
Radcliffe?
gentleman who was it?
Radcliffe.
Yeah, Radcliffe. Yeah, Radcliffe found me and freed me, thankfully. But as he said he needed to investigate something up on the hill, some light that had shined, and so I assisted him since he saved my life. And there was
Where
this
was that?
four-armed, demon, four-legged giant blades of death.
I gotta be honest. I don't know much about demons. I know a lot about druids. I know a
All
lot
you know
about
about demons.
fae.
This was the worst one.
I didn't see that.
And
one
where
yet.
was it?
Fuck. It was right. It was in the mountains. I don't remember the freaking exact location anymore.
It's okay.
Is
It's
it the
okay.
place we met you?
No.
No, because you got teleported. It
right.
was.
To us.
It was in the Blue
The
Mountains.
Blue X. The Blue
Yeah.
X. He was on the Blue X. Ardkarn. Canard. No, the top Blue X.
Yeah, it was the top Blue X, the Blue Mountains. And he says, if it was, you should probably check that out. Maybe get a little bit more understanding of what that actually was. If it's anything like, if it's anything like the one in Freya in Hindersfall, that whole section is gone, or at least we can't access it. We can't get to it. I can't even teleport to it. It is so locked down through magical means
get
and
there on
creatures defending. So
everything is dead.
I would suggest checking it out when you have some time.
And Chikar is gonna slam his
Next
fist.
destination.
Sorry, everyone. I forgot about this completely since all the chaos and shadows we've been killing.
Chikar is gonna slam his fist on the table and just say, "We need to save Vesina. We need her. She's the protector of the land. You can be a stand-in, but she needs to be saved.
She needs to be saved. She needs to be saved correctly.
Do we know where she is?
Based off
That's
what you're
why we
telling
need
me,
to see
she's
the
in the
Yerba.
house. All right.
Yerba.
That's why what? Sorry.
The Ulve?
That's the word. I just know how it's spelled.
Yeah, I was
Each
like,
level of the
no,
hell is
it's
on separate plane.
it's that.
No, that's not.
That is not how you spelled it.
Yeah,
the
you
first
gave
time.
it to
Wait,
us.
what did I say?
Oh,
Or how did I spell it?
You said, because I actually wrote that one down.
Yeah, me
Close.
too.
I just added a Y at the end of it.
Oh, there's just a D in it.
Do you know if each level of the hells is its own
Fuck, there you
separate
go.
plane?
And who is Jakarta?
That's how you spelled it last.
Uldeve. Oh, what?
I have no idea how you got that one. I'm like, I easily could have put an E somewhere on accident, but it is.
That's what I have.
Okay, that was probably an accident, a slip of the finger or something.
Okay,
But no, it
so
is
it's the-
ULVE. It's
It's not
Ulve.
Urba.
I was like, what is ULVE?
You know what? It's probably our associate's accent. He speaks weird. Anyway, we need to see them. They are the key to finding.
And I'm just gonna double check right now. Yeah, it's ULVE. Just straight up.
They are the key to finding Vesina.
And just to
missing.
clarify, everybody knows now that what Chikaris
What Chikara says?
is.
Not necessarily. You can make me
You can make guesses.
an insight or an arcana check, bro.
I will.
Yeah. You can assume there's some sort of shape shifting or uh, disguising magic.
All right.
But
I'm
you
gonna
haven't
look at it.
detected it with detect magic, so you don't
No, that's
really.
fine.
It's
I'm-
something you don't know.
This is something I can work with more than what I've been given so far. So we're
Yeah.
good now. I can be the. You can tell me anything. You know that, right, Chicago?
All right. So, do you want to come with me to Melatelli, or do you want to go to the Ulve in
We don't know where
Hindersfall?
the Ulve are.
In
Are you gonna need
Hindersfall.
help?
We
Are
do
you
know where
even
they are.
gonna
We
need
know
help in
exactly where they are.
Melatelli,
We
or
just
can
have
you
to get
handle
there.
that?
Thought we didn't know where they were. I missed
They're in
that.
Hindersfield. We know that.
What Will's referring to is that they could have left, is what we were told.
Oh, I
They
see.
they could have left. They live in Hindersfall. If they left,
Unless they left, that's where they are.
then I have no idea where they are. Is what Mousesack is saying right now.
But Malsec, are you even going to need our help in Melatelli, or can you handle that yourself?
Well, it sounded like you guys already stopped whatever's happening, and they just need
Yes.
a leader and somebody to be able to bring safe
With the
passage.
expertise.
When
and
we left,
potentially
there
to
were no
close.
demons,
Yes.
and we restored Melatelli enough to where we were informed her natural defenses against infiltration have been restored. But granted, she had those up when this happened the first time, so
That is correct. So,
Can you teleport us to Hindersfall or anywhere near?
and he looks at Polaris's hand, still holding the ring. That should help you out with that. You'll be able to go wherever you want, in a variety of different ways. Take some time, learn how it works before you guys just use it. But Polaris, I mean, you've seen me use it a few times. It's not too complex, but just practice with it. You guys are all competent. I believe in you.
that
You
insight
brought
arcana-
back Polaris back to life. Insight. It sounds like some sort of ring of teleportation. And the Arcana. Yeah, I mean, same story. Yeah.
Well, if he's saying it can also go to
Yeah, exactly. You have to. He's like, it does a variety of different things. It sounds like it could do planar travel. Sounds like it could also do teleportation.
Hell of a ring. There is no time. If you guys would like to make your way to Hindersfall, I can meet you there. If you give me the ring, I'd like to go. Well, I guess you need the ring. I'd like to go with Malsec into face. Yeah.
I mean, can't Malsec then just transfer you? He knows where we're going. Can't he just also take you there?
Ask him. I don't know. Magic's weird to me.
My compatriot wants to accompany you. Would you be also able to drop him off after you're done with?
Would
his
you be
field
able to
trip?
send him back here, and he can just leave on his own? She can just leave on her own.
I won't be able to do it today.
Tomorrow,
That's
then.
fine.
We can spend the rest of the day here, stalking him for our journey.
I should be able to
have
do
some
it
other
tomorrow,
business to
depending on
take
how
care of
many
anyways.
how much I have to do as soon as I get there. But I should be able to do it tomorrow. You have some
How
connection
much
with that, don't
is-
you?
How much is time of the essence for getting there? Is this something we can put off for like 1 or 2 days?
To where?
While we take
Hindersfall?
care of Melatelli? Yeah,
To-
Hindersfall.
It's really up to you guys. I don't think as a character,
much-
sure, it's time of the essence. As DM, you guys, I'm not trying to rush you
It's
to
been
it.
this long.
Take
It's
your
been this
time.
long already.
Yeah, exactly. Take your time. Think that you would have been fine getting there without the ring. So with the ring,
because men of this realm meddle with things like Fatia, and they don't know what they're dealing with.
And have rings,
I'm
too.
insisting it is no time. We have to go as soon as possible. But
Yeah.
I, as Daniel, am not insisting that.
That's fair. I think we should.
Tanya wants 10 grand.
I think we're done. I think we're done here. If you have other matters to
You go
attend to,
ahead, Adalia. If you want to go to Facia,
we'll
by
wait.
all means, we'll leave in the morning.
all right.
It's
We have
halfway
other
through the
things to
day
do in
already.
this
There's
town
not
anyways.
much we can do.
Um, give me the ring. There's a way I can get Adalia back today.
I don't think we can leave today anyways. We have other promises already made.
Okay.
It's not even about
Forzo
that.
is
It's
not
just,
suggesting leaving today.
Oh,
Then-
I say we just leave in the morning.
Sounds good. Adalia, gather
Chikara
around.
will slam his fist on the table again, but he'll say nothing.
To the mage.
All right. Ding.
I need pics of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
You guys watch as in front of Mousak, in his hand, you start to see this orb forming around and start to slowly like get elongated and larger until there's this big swirling orb right in front. After you, Adalia. Step right in.
I
Adalia.
don't trust you yet. I'll follow.
Adalia.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Make
if I
sure
walk
he's the
in
man we,
first, it'll disappear.
Make sure he's the man that we think he is.
I'll hold him accountable. Don't you worry. And then I'll walk in.
All
Because
right.
this guy's a dick.
Just poof, you're gone, and you'll find out where you are. And the rest of the party, you see as Mousak looks at you all. Good luck with everything, and please keep me informed. Yeah. And he steps through,
Was that Leon?
and then
yeah.
the rest of you guys see as Mousak and Adalia leave, and you are standing in his room currently. Polaris, you do know
Shit.
there's a little bit of a we're not going to go through his shit type of deal. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble with your mentor, your advisor, your friend.
But we're going through his shit.
And I will say, Eric, on that note, with how precautious he's being up front, you know there's something.
Oh,
He wouldn't
you
leave us in
know.
his most valued chamber completely to our own volition. You know.
Well, I can
That
already
being
tell
said,
you
as
there's-
soon as they go, I think that we might have time to go help the innkeeper friend of yours, Chikaris.
Well, as much as I'd like to go spelunking, and if we're not leaving here today, I think the more pressing matter is the people who are cursed or something.
I think
They're
we
here
could
in-
go. I think we could go figure that out.
I just had a good idea, actually. Why don't we hire the people who are cursed and promise to fix them if they also go spelunking and help carry all the stuff
with
up?
this, we're going to end the session here.
Just go grab some gold shit and take it right back to us.
We're
Well,
gonna
no, the
end
promise
the
is
session
lift
here,
the curse.
guys. You'll have to figure all that out next session. Adalia will bring it back to see where you are, see if you can really trust this man or not. Next week, Tuesday, I believe I am good. And we will have a chat with everybody else. Make sure. But yeah, I'd love to have everybody. And thank you all for coming and watching and supporting the stream. Be back next Tuesday, same time, so 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If that changes, I'll post it in Discord, but I don't think it will. So, but who knows? Anyway, thank you guys. And with that, Justin, do you want to sign us off?
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.